Alrighty then, we are here. Let me check something really quick. Oh no, we're fine. I'm good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yes. Okay, now we're playing What Remains of Edith Finch, and the title screen has left us apparently. Oh, you can. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we got a family tree here. Okay. But yeah, so this is the next on our little trio of walking sim type games. So that's that's very exciting. But yeah, let's just jump into it. Here does this take place? Oh. Whatever, I don't care. Options, normal, off. Okay, let's do this. Oh, okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Can we please run? Can I have a run button in one of these fucking games?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
That's cool, like the words in the sky.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, you can just push it open. Okay, this one clearly had a bigger budget than,
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Feels like we're supposed to go through here. I did look at the trophy list, because I would like to get all the trophies.
Even after I inherited the house.
Didn't look at any spoilers, of course. I don't want to be spoiled on anything.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Ooh, a mystery! Another spooky house to explore.
Uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
That's the brother. Oh, that's cool. You can look down and actually see your body. She walks very awkwardly, though. Very cool, very cool. Oops.
The house was
so
exactly like I remembered it. The way
I guess as we play, it'll fill in.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Why did she leave, though?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
I like this type of, like, writing style. Like, it feels like I'm... The monologue very much feels like a book, but we're living through it, you know? Like, we're playing through it. We're in control.
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
A garage. I love the detail.
For the first time in years,
2010, huh?
I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Edith, Edie, Dawn, Lewis. Okay. What's with the books everywhere?
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Yeah.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Give me a second to see if... Okay, it's not too loud at this point. If it's too annoying, let me know.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Yeah. Where'd the words go? Ooh.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Okay.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
I hope that's not literal. That's kind of grim. Pacific Coast
After Milton
Seafood.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie
That's kinda
retaliated
weird.
and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Interesting. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oh my god.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Where do you guys go to the bathroom? It's a little odd. Just want to see. Okay. Just as long as it registers that we're looking at all these.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Uh-huh. Very nice wine cabinet.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Yeah, he looks like an Odin. Sorry about the AC.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs when the night we left.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
This is a nice room. Oh, that's wild. They have the old house underwater. This is a
He was
cool
told
ass
there were
room.
secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh, this is like a crawl
Reading
space.
this,
Okay.
maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Whose room is
Just
this?
like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh, well, we're
I grew
saving.
up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's a little weird. Kind of funny, though.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
So cool. Look at the attention to detail. And then it's just the amount of detail in here. Look at this shit. All the junk everywhere on the floor, and like it's in the middle of just living there. You know, I'm happy that I played this before or after Gone Home, because as much as I loved Gone Home, I feel like I might not have appreciated it as much if I played this right before.
But I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Oh, we're
I
playing.
woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Let's check on the gerbil.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
That's a little weird.
I kept eating and
She's so
eating.
little. That's kind of gross.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was
Bird.
a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
This is
I
awesome.
tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This kicks ass, dude. It really makes me feel like a kitty cat.
The babies were all gone.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
I
Oh, the
jumped
cat's got a little
and
bell.
got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Yeah, we got it.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
That's kind
I
of
swallowed
morbid.
him up, and
I mean, circle of life and everything, but Jesus Christ.
flew off to find something bigger.
A bigger rabbit?
A mama rabbit.
Oh, we got the
so I swam towards it. I
Ooh, this is
slithered
cool.
onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
This sure is a wacky and whimsical dream. Oh god, it's a toilet! This doesn't seem like a serpent. It seems more like a tentacle. Oh my god, she's gonna eat herself. Or she's gonna eat the gerbil.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
That's wild, dude.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Oh.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
That's where we came through. And we can't get back through there.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Oh my god, she's a ghost. It's a little ghost child. Woo. Well, where do I go now? Oh, the door. Oh, the chain isn't there anymore.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Oh,
I spent a
man.
lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Her room was like a museum.
Oh, I
For
love these
countless
things.
years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn
Ingeborg.
son, Johan.
Johan.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
That didn't
But
go well.
40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
It's a cool statue.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's
Oh, well,
wrong
that
with
fills
this
Odin
family,
in.
it goes back a long ways.
Lots of things there. Who's Lewis? Oh yeah, Lewis is the brother, right? So she was working on that before she
Lewis died a
died.
week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
It's a weird tradition.
Edie gave a big
Mole
interview
man!
about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Win a day out at Druid World?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie won't go. Built 1937,
When Edie
Sven
told people
Finch.
Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Norwegian folk tales. Oh, it's perfume. I'm like, what is that in the bottle, ma'am? Grandpa or Grandma Edie getting turned.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big trace.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it, except for the carpet. Honestly, it's kind of cool. I kind of dig the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh yeah, you gotta do that. Then we
There's
open
a
the book.
secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Ah, that's cool. Whoa! What is this? A dark room for photos?
Sven gave Sam an old
Also,
camera.
again, weird connection to Gone
He never
Home.
put it down.
Okay, so Sam. Sven was. Oh, Sven is Edie's husband. Okay, and then Sam was their kid. Alright. A deer. The old swing set. Putty.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Okay. Fort Calvin. Okay, so he was a space nerd and he was an army nerd.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Oh wait, I want to go back. Yeah, this is where you go next, right? No, I want to. We got to check out Calvin's room still. I wanted to explore the rest of it. This is so cool. Imagine having this as a kid, dude.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
His story.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Okay. Alright, yeah, it functions like a real
My
swing.
brother
Each
said
of the
he died
legs
from eating
are,
another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I better turn into a bird.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that. Maybe
This is
if one
wild,
hadn't
dude.
picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
This is nostalgic.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Like playing on the swing and like, not going this high, but like.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
This dude just fucking launched
Calvin's
himself.
story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I love this. This is so cute. I mean, like, alright, when did these kids grow up? In, like, the 50s and 60s, yep.
After the funeral,
So, like, they were big into the space race and shit.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Well, let's see what this is first. Oh, this leads into the wine cellar. I see. Okay. Just as long as I don't miss any of the peepholes. I think I got all of them, yeah. We got Molly's room, we got Barbara's room, we got Sven and Edie's room, we got Gregory's, then we got Calvin and Sam's. Alright. Alright, who's this? This is Barbara. Right? Yeah.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Well, she was. She's got her own toy, film reel. It's gotta be worth something. A mask. I assume fan letters. Interesting.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up. I mean, look at all the Disney kids. Labyrinth.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
I love the pen. I need some lovin'.
With another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara.
Thanks, Jack.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
That's
But in a
rough.
lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It
Oh, that's
was
cute.
just the boost her career needed.
I mean, that's not gonna boost your
Unfortunately,
career.
her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
I'll be back
Aha!
in a sec.
We know that
20
now.
minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick. But the
That's cool. I love that it has like a cel-shaded comic book art style.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Okay. Just gotta knock all the balls off the table. This is great. This game kicks ass, dude. Alright, and there's clear the table. So really quick, I do want to hop down here and... Okay. What the fuck were you making?
Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, Rich rattled and grew steam.
Ah!
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, we're dead, Walter.
having the roller skates up next to the door is kind of a... What's with the fucking Halloween music?
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
This is sick, dude. Oh my god.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh, that's Chekhov's roller skate, huh? Well, let me go a little faster so I can beat this man to death. And he's gone.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she whispered.
I love this. I love the animation. I love how campy it is. This is great.
Inside the house.
That's the boyfriend.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
Oh my god.
Going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Yeesh.
I call a real eerie tale.
Ah, that's cool.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered. As
She got
absurd as that
the
comic
fucking
was,
Tumblr art style. Good
maybe what
lord.
Edie saw was a happy ending.
All right. Anything else in poor Barbara's room? I feel like it's weird that she made... No, that's Not necessarily. I was gonna say it's weird that she made like a shrine to herself, but honestly, you know what? That's a big accomplishment having that, like all this cool stuff, like this giant cardboard cutout with you on it. That's sick, dude. It's like a movie star and the mask and the doll and shit.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
But that does tell us that there is a key in there.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Is this like... Oh, it is like sealed. Good lord. Good gravy, as the kids say. I wonder if you can do that early, and like speedrun the game. Although it might not let you beat the game, or at least get out. I guess this leads to the backyard, like through the basement. Sven.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Oh, fucking gnomes. They look more like the dwarves from Snow White.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Ooh, intrigue. What could she be hiding? Woo!
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
What kind of Resident Evil bullshit is this?
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
It's that their lives
I think
fucking
it's that none of us have
suck.
gotten very far.
What was it, making minis? Well, a train, you know. Same thing, really. Model trains, figure painting. Nice. Honestly, Sven's little hidey hole, not bad at all. Or Walter, sorry Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Oh, he hid down.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
How old is Walter? Oh, he was old. He was
Having a
53.
schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I
Probably a
just
good
got
idea
tired
to
of being
have
afraid.
the whole thing down here.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Oh, he's got more, like, model painting things down here, more
I know it's out
supplies.
there somewhere.
Pork chunkies!
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
Oh, so he got paranoid and decided to live down here. And that's where he's been throwing his trash, and I assume his feces. Now he's got a...
It's all a mistake.
Finally broke out.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
And there's some horrifying monster comes running out, like...
I don't mind if I'm
like something out of Smiling Friends. Just runs up towards the screen.
A single week.
Like Mr. Frog comes out.
I can already imagine the sun on your face.
Oh my god. That was... Well, dumbass, what were you doing?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh, it's cute.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Statue.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Oh, nice. Motion activated.
But I thought you should know about your family.
So who's she writing it for? Her son or daughter? Her brother?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Alright, I do wanna... Okay, we need a pet. There's a pet cemetery at some point, which I guess we'll find, and that's where near where the next peephole is. Or not peephole, it's not a peephole, it's something else, but we'll see.
And when you look
I don't want
at
to
the
go on
house,
it, because we'll see it soon.
that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Well, you
3
know.
of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Burp. Burpy, derpy, derpy junior. Zerpy, lurpy, furpy, chirpy. There it is. Shotzi. A frog. Is Bailey the frog?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
This is amazing. This, like a monument to the people here and their dreams. See Walter's thing. Barbara's just his daughter.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Wait. Yeah, here's the telescope.
Poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Is there anything else you can see? What's the point of the lighthouse thing if it gets covered up? Like, if you're coming towards it, you're not going to see it because the house is in the way. I mean, during high tide, it'll float up, I guess, but... Cool statue, though.
It was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay Kumar? Is that someone's husband?
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, she is. It is for her daughter.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
being a weirdo. Oh, they're birdhouses. I'm like, why is their milk jugs hung
Pretty
up?
intense.
Please tell me he didn't taxidermy his cat. Is that a smartphone?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
S. Finch. Yeah.
What? It's too early, Dad.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. You gotta get a pit. It's a.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
I don't know what it wants me to take a picture of.
Aw.
What am I?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Another bird. Well, it's like symbolic of their interests. And how they love each other because they're family. What are those? Some kind of bait, I guess. My fork's not attached to anything.
before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive... Great shot, Dawn!
Eesh. That's rough.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
silly.
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh no!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh no, not the baby.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam,
nice.
I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Hell yeah. Frogs and ducks? We're living, dude.
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
And the whale.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Oh no. Oh no.
About the world.
Oh. Oh no.
So much I don't understand about Gregory.
Oh, and now he's a wrong. Oh man.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. Oh, but it's too late. Oh, come on.
He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I don't know if it came through on the actual game, on the TV, but the speaker on the controller just made a frog ribbit. Are you kidding me, dude? Was Gregory's grave the frog? Oh no!
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, I love Journey.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. Make it thrive.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Tuh.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
What, does he get struck by lightning? Oh, there's like a tornado.
Down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
That's Gregory, Dawn, and Gus.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay. Look at that old ass computer. Fly to India. That's nice. Alright, that's where we came in. Oh, Lord. What was her dad's name? Sam? What a fucking nut job. No, I don't want to get up there again. We slid down. Yeah, you see, that's a little weird, right? Like, this is kind of weird. That turned into a fucking drill sergeant for your kids. Well, okay, we still have Dawn, Milton, and Lewis. And maybe Sanjay. Although we didn't have Sven or Kay, so probably not.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
And war. I like the little toy computer. Oh, they even have an old baby monitor. Oh, old fire extinguisher? Is that what that is? Okay, maybe the emergency evacuation plan is a good idea, especially when you got a big ass house like this. Okay, what am I missing? Does Dawn have a story? Oh, here we go.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Well, good for them.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Our family history. Oh, so, and they were homeschooled. Oh, God.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's sick, dude.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Yo, we gotta get in there. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay. In through the window. What could be his story? What tales does this lad have to tell? Oh, that's wild, dude.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, it's a flip book. I love this shit. It's a pretty long flip book. Oh, that's the door that he painted. And he went inside. And then he disappeared.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
There's gotta be something else in here. The crown with the mustache.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Huh. This is sick, though. Your own fucking castle, dude? Hell yeah. Any kid would have loved that. Maybe not to live in so separate, but like to hang out in.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis.
Oh, and we got a closer look. Nice.
Except Louis.
Legalize, baby! Let's go! Alright. Nice little like hammock chairs. Yo, he made his room out of a boat? Let's go, dude. That's so cool. I love the creativity of this team. Okay, the hookah's a little lame, but the hookah's dumb. Don't smoke.
Smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Hell yeah, brother. Damn, he got the Wonderland
Lewis and I
Turbo?
spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
I like how the words reflect on that. My man got his high school diploma and said, "Bro, I'm gonna live the swag life. Smoke weed and game."
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Oh, you're supposed to not have any control. Oh, no.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved.
You gotta do both.
Bats and toads.
Yo, a
and
dragon!
Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Bonfire lich.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss.
I don't know if you have the authority to do
Lewis
that.
had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
This is nuts, dude.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won.
Oh, I can't imagine why. I like the little video game
He
sound
begged him to
effects.
stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Oh, that's sweet. You get to choose.
handsome queen.
Women.
The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
Oops.
He followed the sound of her.
Well, I need to hear the electric sitar.
Electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
She kind of a baddie. Louis, get that imaginary
He
coochie.
was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Oh, he on that Chris Chan shit.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. We began to forget the world we know.
Legalize.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Hi, Molly.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
I like the outfits for the guards. Oh, shit!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
This is her room.
I wish we'd stayed.
What are these, packing peanuts?
But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
This is the mom's room.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
The frog. The animals from What's-Her-Face. The spaceman. The little characters.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edith Finch. Oh, I was doing that the wrong way. Oops.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
This is nuts,
When
dude.
the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
I kicked and
Shut up.
screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And can appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Was I just birthed?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
All right. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not crazy about the ending. The build-up was great, though. These are cute. Everything ends. Let me go faster. Oh, I don't want to press any buttons. Well, hello, Felix. How are you today? Look at that Game Boy. What's he playing on there? Probably Pokemon, judging by the yellow cartridge. Thanks, Johan. Alright, there we go. We'll sit through the credits. Why not? Thank you for stepping on my computer, Felix. I needed that. Yeah, no, that was a pretty good game. Again, didn't really, stick the landing IMO, but I did like it. Like, I did enjoy myself. So, you know, we got one more, one more of these walking sim games that I wanted to play. Who's calling me? No! One more of these... Look at that. Look at her. Jeez. One more of these walking sim type games that I want to play. Check out. Longer than the last two. Interestingly, I think by the time we get to the end, because I think there's like one more trophy that I need to get. But then we are done. Done with this, and I think that Gone Home was like an hour longer. Like, I think we spent we're at just under 2 hours. I think when we finished Gone Home, it was at just under 3 hours. Fuck the playtesters, they don't need their pictures. Losers. Test these nuts. Do you have anything you need to say, Felix? Thank you. Alvinos. The Edith Finch team. Aww. That's sweet. The end. Tatums. Okay. So all we need to do is replay Calvin's story, right? He's the space cadet.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Oh, alright, so we just have to play
I guess my grandpa didn't like
through
history
it
any more than my mom
all the
did.
way. And then we will have the last trophy. Which is a little dark. Play Calvin's story again.
By Santa.
Loop-de-loop-de-loop.
The thing I remember
That's kind of
was that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Kind of morbid, you know, he's a child.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral...
Yeah, I don't like mushrooms either.
We'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Okay, come on.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Okay, well, it's not impossible. Pretty fucking easy to do. Well, not easy, but like...
Maybe
it's pretty simple.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
It's a very short one. I think this is the shortest one. Like, even Gregory's, I think, is longer. And there we go.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Alright. And there we go. That is... Oh, one more. We have to do all roads. Simply select Edith's story again. Walk towards the house. Take the alternative path. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, we missed this part. Well, I didn't miss this part, but it was as I was setting up the thing, setting the stream up. Oh, so I have to... Can I just... No, I...
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Well, at least it's the easy part. Literally the easiest part of the game. The beginning. I just hope that it actually counts as having taken both paths. I'm sure it will. I'm sure we're not going to have any issues. But yeah, again, definitely glad I checked this game out finally. It's decent. I like it.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. Inner will?
Oops.
My mother left me a key.
I keep thinking that
Tell me what I need.
triangle
Maybe
is
she
like
thought
a
I'd know.
sprint or a jump or something like in
She thought the
Skyrim.
mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Alright, this time around we'll take the normie path. I like that there isn't one that the game wants to... Oh, well, there it is.
But I saw a few hoof prints.
Well, let's see what the dialogue differences are. A deer! Hello, friend. Okay.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Okay, well that's it. Oh, that's the same. But yeah, alright, and that is 2 hours exactly. Holy shit. So I don't really want to do 2 short streams in a row. So I think we will... I don't know. I guess we'll take a short break and then... excuse me. Take a short break and then hop over to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. So, yeah. I will see you guys there. And if you're watching the VOD or just watching this one, thank you for watching and have a good night. Hope you stick around, watch something else. But yeah, I will see you later. Peace out, home slice. And for the rest of you, I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Well, like 5 minutes. Give me some time.